You wake up, and your knees crack before your feet even hit the floor. By 3 p.m., you're crashing again, even though you slept a full 8 hours. That paper cut from last week? Still healing. And today, your skin just looks tired, for no real reason. Here's the strange part. You probably know someone your exact age who doesn't deal with any of this. Same birthday, same stress, same job, but they move like they're 15 years younger. So what's actually different between two bodies running the same number of years, same number of birthdays, same number of Mondays survived, and yet one body feels like it's aging in slow motion, while the other feels like it hit fast forward? It comes down to something happening while you sleep, a repair process most people never think about, and when it falls behind, your body starts feeling older than your calendar says you are. Not because time moved faster for you, because something behind the scenes didn't get finished on schedule. Every night, your body runs a maintenance shift you never see clocking in. There's no punch card, no visible crew, no sound of tools. But while you're unconscious, a set of biological workers gets busy. Collagen renewal starts rebuilding the scaffolding under your skin and joints. Mitochondrial recycling clears out your cells' old, worn-down batteries and replaces them with fresh ones. Immune cleanup patrols your tissue, tagging and removing damaged cells before they cause trouble. This is the repair process almost nobody thinks about because you sleep right through it. It's the night shift running the building while you're none the wiser. The fastest sign that this shift got cut short shows up almost immediately, sometimes the very next morning. If your repair window gets shortened, even by an hour or two, tissue repair doesn't finish. Collagen work stalls halfway. Cellular cleanup leaves debris behind. That's why joints that used to move quietly now crack and protest before your feet hit the floor. It's not that your joints aged overnight. It's that the crew assigned to maintain them didn't get to finish their punch list before morning arrived. Brain fog works the same way. One short night, and your mind feels like it's wading through static, not because your brain got older, but because the cleanup crew responsible for clearing out the mental clutter didn't get its full shift in. But here's where it gets more interesting. The slower sign is quieter and much easier to miss. It's not a dramatic overnight change. It's a backlog that builds, one unfinished repair at a time. Collagen renewal, mitochondrial recycling, immune cleanup. None of these systems simply skip a night and move on with a clean slate. Unfinished jobs get carried over. Add another short night, another stretch of high stress, another day without much movement, and the pile grows. This is why skin can look dull or tired even after a full 8 hours of sleep. The current night's repairs might have gone fine, but they're only chipping away at yesterday's leftover pile, not starting fresh. This is also why the need for caffeine creeps upward over time. It's not that your body suddenly needs more stimulation to function. It's that your cellular batteries, the ones mitochondrial recycling is supposed to refresh, are running on a growing deficit. None of this is a design flaw. It's worth pausing on that because it changes how you think about the whole situation. This nightly repair schedule exists because your body is doing precisely what it evolved to do. The maintenance crew depends on specific conditions to run its shift properly. Enough uninterrupted rest, stress levels that come back down instead of staying elevated, and enough physical movement during the day to signal that tissue actually needs upkeep. When sleep gets cut short, when stress hormones stay elevated late into the night, or when the body barely moves all day, the crew doesn't get the green light to fully engage. It's not rebelling, it's just waiting for conditions that never quite arrive. And a backed-up crew doesn't just affect how you feel when you first wake up. It changes how you recover from everything else you put your body through. The same systems responsible for nightly tissue repair are the ones responsible for recovering from a hard workout, a long day on your feet, or even a minor scrape on your arm. So when the backlog grows, those recovery jobs get pushed further back in line too. This is why a workout that used to leave you sore for a day can now leave you sore for 3. It's why a small bruise or a paper cut that would have healed in days now lingers for over a week. The healing systems aren't gone, they're just stuck behind a growing queue of other unfinished work. There's an important distinction to draw here, because not every rough night carries the same weight. One night of short sleep is a blip. Your body might feel it the next day, in the form of fog or a little extra stiffness, but a single missed shift is recoverable. The real shift happens when rough nights start stacking up into weeks. That's when a single delayed repair schedule turns into a chronic operating condition. The occasional 3 p.m. slump becomes a daily event. The occasional extra cup of coffee becomes 3 cups just to feel baseline. What started as one missed shift becomes the new normal setting for the entire system. And this is exactly the mechanism behind two people who share a birthday but seem to be living in completely different bodies. One of them has a repair crew that mostly finishes its nightly list. Small backlogs might appear here and there, but they get cleared before they pile up. The other person's crew has been falling behind for months, maybe years, without any dramatic single moment marking the shift. Same number of birthdays, same stressful job, same demanding schedule. But one internal maintenance system is running close to on time, and the other is buried under a backlog that keeps growing quietly in the background, night after night, unnoticed until it shows up as stiffness, fog, dull skin, or a body that takes far longer to bounce back than it used to. Here's the good news buried inside all of this. That repair crew doesn't need a miracle to show up on time. It doesn't need supplements, cold plunges, or some elaborate nighttime ritual borrowed from a longevity forum. It just needs an unlocked door. Your body's maintenance systems, the same ones responsible for collagen renewal, mitochondrial recycling, and immune cleanup, start their shift once your body gets a clear signal that it's safe to downshift. Not sedated, not distracted, actually downshifted. Right now, for a lot of people, that door stays jammed shut every single night by something small and completely ordinary. That something is usually a screen. Bright light, quick cuts, notifications, scrolling, all of it keeps your body reading the environment as active and alert, not winding down. So the crew stays parked outside, waiting for a signal that never quite arrives, while you technically go to sleep anyway. You get your 8 hours logged, but the repair shift starts late and rushed, which is exactly why you can sleep a full night and still wake up with cracking knees and a foggy head. So here's the one thing worth trying tonight. Give your body one uninterrupted 20-minute wind-down window before bed, with no screens involved, no phone, no TV, nothing with a bright blinking demand for your attention. 20 minutes, that's it. Not a new morning routine, not a supplement stack, not a fitness plan. Just a clear runway before lights out, so the repair crew can start their shift on schedule instead of scrambling to catch up after you're already asleep. And to be clear, this isn't about fixing something broken in you. Your body isn't malfunctioning. The stiffness in your knees, the fog by mid-afternoon, the paper cut that's taking its time, the skin that looks a little tired even after decent rest, none of that is proof of decline. It's your maintenance crew, quite literally, asking for its shift back. A system waiting for the right conditions to do the job it already knows how to do. Over the next week, don't go looking for a transformation. That's not the promise here, and chasing one will just set you up to miss what's actually happening. Instead, just notice. Notice what your knees feel like in that first minute out of bed. Notice whether the 3 p.m. dip feels quite as steep. Notice whether your skin looks a little more like itself on a random Tuesday. Notice how long a small cut or bruise actually takes to fade this time around. These are small, quiet signals, not fireworks. But they're the signals that tell you whether your repair crew is getting a little more time on the clock. And the next time you catch yourself feeling stiffer, foggier, or more worn out than your actual birthday should account for, here's what's worth remembering. That feeling isn't your age talking. Two people can share the exact same birth year, the same stressful job, the same demanding schedule, and still end up feeling decades apart. One moving through the day like they're 25, the other like they're 55. The difference was never the calendar. It was always the crew working quietly overnight, and whether it got the conditions it needed to finish the job. So tonight, when you start winding down, think of it less as a bedtime rule, and more as unlocking a door for someone who's been waiting outside to get to work. Give it 20 screen-free minutes. Let the shift start on time, for once. That's the whole ask. Nothing more dramatic than that. Just one small window, repeated tonight, and see what your body has to say about it tomorrow morning.